Hi everybody, it's Miss Morgan from the Williston Community Library bringing you today's STEAM activity. So we're going to go ahead and get started by reading a story, and then we're going to build with toothpicks and candy corn. Are you ready? Alright, so we're going to read Builder Brothers Big Plans, and this is by Jonathan and Drew Scott, illustrated by Kim Smith. Builder Brothers Big Plans. One sweet summer afternoon, Drew and Jonathan were doing what they did best, dreaming big. "Let's build a treehouse," said Drew. "No, a castle," said Jonathan, "with a firefighter's pole and a catapult." The twins were always making big plans, but for some reason, grown-ups only ever laughed. And look, there they are drawing up their plans. "That sounds like quite a creative castle that you boys are going to build," Uncle Joe chuckled. Said Aunt Kathy. "Sounds like your imagination might be a little too wild." The twins shuffled off to their official planning table, aka the dining table. "They never think we can actually build these things," said Jonathan. "Just because we're little," said Drew. "But little people can do big things." The brothers traded a grin. "We'll show them." "But how?" And look, they're looking at architecture books. They rummaged and rooted through their plans. They paced and pondered. They buckled down and brainstormed. This project had to be absolutely perfect, but absolutely nothing they came up with felt quite right. "Feels like the perfect idea is right in front of our noses," said Jonathan. "Yep," said Drew, and that's when they noticed Gracie and Stewie. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" asked Drew. "Even before you think it," said Jonathan. "Let's build." "A double-decker doghouse," cried the brothers. In a flash, the boys grabbed paper and pencils and started working. They sketched and scribbled, doodled and designed, colored and created. And when they were done, they stepped back to look at the results and said together, "This will be the most awesomest double-decker doghouse ever." They pooled all their savings, and they plunked down their plans, their shopping lists, and their money on the counter. "We want to build the most awesomest double-decker doghouse ever," said Drew. The store worker pored over their plans. She read their list up and down. You boys sure this is all you want?" she asked. "It seems kinda small." "Sure, we're sure," said Drew. "Nobody thinks we can," said Jonathan. "But little people can do big things." The brothers were so excited that they raced each other all the way home. Drew and Jonathan hurried into their garage. For the next few hours, all you could hear was vroom, 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 bam, 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 screecha, screecha, screecha. And look, they're cutting with a saw, they're using nails, and they're using sandpaper. At last, the brothers stepped back to admire their work. The double-decker doghouse was awesome, all right, but it was also way too small. And look, they kind of look confused. "Oops," said Drew. "Uh-oh," said Jonathan. "I think we must have measured wrong." "What now?" said Drew. What do you think they can do to fix their doghouse? The brothers plopped down on the floor. Were the grown-ups right after all? Their money was gone, their work was done, and the twins had nothing to show for it. How could Drew and Jonathan turn their teeny tiny doghouse into something worthy of all that work? The brothers looked up. Their eyes met. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" asked Jonathan. "Even before you think it," said Drew. And with a little bit more tinkering, toying, and tuning up, the brothers turned their tiny doghouse into a super duper deluxe birdhouse. That night, as they crawled into their beds, Jonathan said, "I bet those birds are dreaming their own big dreams in their new house right now." Drew asked, "But where will Gracie and Stewie sleep?" At first, Jonathan wondered. But then he realized the dogs didn't need a house. They were already right where they belonged. As they slipped off to sleep, the brothers smiled, because they knew what every builder knows. Every big plan starts with a dream. The end. All right, so now that we are done reading our story, we're going to use our toothpicks and our candy corn, and we are going to build a building. So if you picked up a kit from the library, we put in some ideas of things that you could build. So you could build any of these, or if you come up with something that you would like to build, you can do that as well. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Alright, so I've laid out my candy corn and my toothpicks, and I'm going to get started with building, and I'm going to build a house. What do you guys want to build with your candy corn and toothpicks? I'm not sure how my house is going to turn out. Alright, so this is what I've got so far. And if you guys want to take a picture and send it in our messenger, we would love to see your buildings or whatever it is that you're going to come up with. How tall do you think you would be able to make your building? So we gave you, if you picked up your kit from us, we gave you 40 toothpicks and a bunch of candy corn. Oh no. My tower, or my building, is not working, guys. I think I need to rethink my plans, but that's okay. Are your towers or buildings or anything standing up? Maybe I need to put my candy corn all the same way. Alright, so when I put my candy corn all different ways, it didn't work as well as when I put them all the same way. So I learned something new. I also learned that if you put the toothpick in too much, it just splits the candy corn right in half. All right, there we go. How are your things coming along? Are you finding that the candy corn's hard or easy to work with? All right, guys, there is my house. And it is ready to topple over. My foundation is not very strong. It is falling apart, but that's okay. Now I'm going to make a walkway for my house. Alright, so there is my walkway to my house and my house. And now I'm going to make a person. Or I'm going to try to at least. Have you ever made a candy corn person before? Because I haven't. But there's one in the packet we gave you. Alright, so there's my legs. Oh no. There's my legs. And my head, my body. And apparently according to this picture that I am going by, my arms are going to come out of my head. Oh no. I gotta retry my body, guys, because it's not working. Maybe if I do it this way, maybe it'll work a little better. Oh, I could do this as a head. Okay, guys, I found a new head. So this is going to be my guy's head. Alright, so here is my pumpkin candy corn person. Alright, so there is my person, and look, it even has what looks like an eye carved into it. It's kind of cool. An eye and an eyebrow. And maybe a nose. It's like they knew that I was going to make a person out of it. So there is my person and my person's house. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me, and we will see you next STEAM. So just so you know, we are going to be giving out kits from here on out for the STEAM activities, and we will do 25 each time. So make sure you keep an eye out on when we're handing out our next kits. Thank you, and see you guys next time.